So what did everybody miss in James Comey's dramatic testimony before Congress last week? Well, it wasn't exactly missed, but in the rush to focus on the key question politically, which was whether President Trump tried to step in and stop FBI Director Comey's investigation of connections between the Trump team and Russians before Director Comey got fired by President Trump, one of the key elements of the testimony bore on the subject of the hearing in the first place, which was the broader Russian attempts to interfere in the 2016 presidential election. And on that front, Director Comey had some dramatic things to say. He said he had no doubt that Russians tried to interfere in the election. He said he had no doubt that specifically Russians were behind the intrusions into the Democratic National Committee and other Democratic email systems. And he said he had no doubt that Russian government officials specifically knew about those attacks on Democratic email systems. And he painted a picture that went even beyond those Democratic attacks that we know about.
In that time frame, there were more than the DNC and the DCCC that were targets.
Correct. There was a massive effort to target government and non-governmental, near-governmental agencies like nonprofits.
What would be the estimate of how many entities out there the Russians specifically targeted in that time frame?
It's hundreds. I suppose it could be more than 1,000, but it's at least hundreds.
So this activity, he said, went on starting in 2015 and all through 2016. So the bottom line is that there's a serious issue here about Russian interference in the election that transcends the question of what kind of cooperation there might or might not have been between the Trump team and Russian officials. And regardless of what happens in the investigation of the president and his folks, one of the things you can be sure of is that this broader question, Russian interference on many levels in 2016, is not going to go away.